Well, once again, good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, whichever it is. In this lecture, I'm going to present another lecture, a paper that was written by Stefano Mazzano back in the 1990s, and the paper was called Flying Over Las Vegas. And I'm going to use it as an overview of consumer behaviour. Mazzano produced this paper, and it was an extraordinary paper, and it really did change the way that people believed in how design was perceived, and how design helped manufacturers and service providers in commerce. And it still stands today. The paper was presented to the Ixid Grada IFI conference in Glasgow in 1993, and as I said, it changed everything. He presented many new ideas, and I think you need to read on. This is a long lecture, this one, but you need to read on and gain some of those ideas and understand where they will take you. Mazzano is a seriously interesting man. At the time that he wrote the paper, he was the head of the design office in Philips. Today, he's the head of the design office and chief technology officer at Electrolux. And so he's moved from one large company to another, but he shows great leadership in what he's been doing. And in 2005, Business Week said of him that he's one of the best leaders of 2005 in terms of innovation. The results of his work can be found in permanent collections of museums around the world, and he's a regular speaker in the international design circuit. In this lecture, Flying Over Las Vegas, he talked about the future is made by those who take responsibility for it today. It was a Buckminster Fuller type notion that there are no passengers on Spaceship Earth, and so it's a really important notion that we all have responsibility, and we have responsibility today. Within the covers of this paper in the printed version, there was always grass on the inside cover, and the grass represented the notion of the green environment and how our responsibilities to sustainability sat. Mazzano said that the future then is made by those who take responsibility for it today, and that is an important concept. And as I said, industry changed dramatically when Mazzano came to have some power within Philips and helped to direct it. And he said in his paper, and you'll find this interesting, I hope, is that chaos is the new order. And in the marketplace, there is no question that chaos is the order. He talks about soft values as opposed to the hard values that we used to have. And he talks about a race against time. And these are really important concepts. Mazzano said we need to abandon the obsession that we have with adding extra functions and fancy gadgets to the things that we make, and fancy service things to the things that we offer to people. We should keep it simple, and we should use the use and the throwaway mentality we have to get rid of. And he talked about some key ideas: the idea of clean cycles, the idea of assembly and disassembly, the idea of durability, the idea of miniaturization and minimalization, the idea of usability, and the idea of products or services being service carriers. And Mazzano had the notion that there was a thing called high design. And high design is an important concept for you to consider when you think about the reflective process that you are personally undertaking. And he talked about relevant qualities and cultural spheres. And again, in the paper, you will understand these things, and they're really important for you to be able to bring them forward and think about ideas that surround the practice of design. And finally, he talks about a landscape of happy objects. And it seems lightweight, but it's a euphemism for a landscape of products, services and communications that serve us and that also serve the commerce that they're proposed to. And so I recommend that you go through the excerpts of the paper Flying Over Las Vegas that I present in this lecture. If you have any questions or any issues that you want to raise, then please do. Let's get on the forum chat line and talk about it, and no doubt we can examine this and push these ideas forward. Thank you very much, and again, I recommend the lecture to you.